People will give you more respect the moment you stop caring so much. It might sound strange, but the second your emotions stop depending on someone, things start shifting. People will start paying more attention, their attitude changes, and suddenly you feel like you carry more weight in the room. And all of that comes from simply caring less than you used to. Most people don't notice when they start caring a little too much. It shows up quietly. Your mood shifts based on how someone responds. Your thoughts start revolving around them more than you'd like to admit. And everything feels slightly tense without you knowing why. And people feel that shift. They might not point it out, but they can sense when something about your energy is leaning too heavily in their direction. It doesn't make you weak, it just makes you a little too easy to read. And once your emotions become easy to read, they stop carrying the same weight. There's a point where you just stop stressing about it. Not in a dramatic way. You just don't have the energy to keep worrying. And once that happens, your whole vibe changes. You're calmer, you're not chasing clarity, and you're not letting someone's behavior control your mood anymore. You're simply just living. And the funny thing is, how fast people notice when that shift happens. They feel the difference immediately. Now the real question is why things improve the moment you stop caring so much. It's almost like people respond better when you're relaxed and not trying to get closer to them. You can see the answer in how people react to certainty. When someone feels like you're emotionally attached, they naturally put in less effort, not because they're trying to take advantage of you, but because they feel safe assuming you won't go anywhere. And once they feel that level of certainty, things slowly start tilting in their favor without anyone noticing. But when that certainty disappears, people act differently. They start paying closer attention because your presence no longer feels guaranteed. They listen a little differently and move with a bit more intention, not out of fear, but because they don't want to lose the version of you that isn't tied to them anymore. That small change in energy is enough to make them show up better. The emotional side of this is even more important. When you care too much, it usually comes from insecurity, and that creates a heaviness in the connection. The other person can feel that weight, even if you're trying to be kind, and it makes them pull back because no one enjoys being responsible for someone's emotional balance. But when you stop putting all that pressure on them, the whole vibe gets lighter, and people naturally move toward what feels light and easy, not what feels tense. Acting like you don't care isn't about being cold. It's simply letting go of the pressure you put on yourself when you care too much about how someone reacts. When that pressure disappears, you carry yourself with a kind of calm that feels natural. You speak honestly without trying to control what happens next, and you're not searching for hidden messages in everything they say. That calmness makes you more grounded, and that grounded energy is what people read as power. Psychologically, people tend to respect those who respect themselves. When you're calm and steady, it shows that your emotions aren't easily pushed around, and that stability makes others take you more seriously without you having to say anything. Humans naturally feel safer around someone who's secure within themselves, because that kind of energy doesn't cling, and it doesn't need constant reassurance either. It creates a sense of ease, and that steadiness builds trust almost immediately. There's also something to be said about how attraction works. People are drawn to stability more than intensity. They're naturally pulled towards someone who feels centered, not someone waiting for attention or chasing a reaction. When you care too much, that imbalance shows up in the way you speak and the way you move. But when you care a little less, you keep more of your energy to yourself, and that calm confidence is something people notice right away. There's a certain confidence in someone who isn't attached to how things turn out. They carry themselves with a steady mindset that isn't driven by fear or pressure, and that alone changes the whole tone of their interactions. When you approach situations like that, you stop taking things so personally, and you're not thrown off by small moments anymore. You stay grounded, and that stability makes a huge difference in how people respond to you. That's where the power actually comes from. It shows up when you're no longer controlled by how someone reacts, and you stay steady whether things go your way or not. When you're not attached to a specific outcome, you make clearer choices, and that naturally puts you in a stronger position. You're not playing games, and you're not acting cold. You just know your worth without waiting for anyone to confirm it. And when that happens, you carry a calm confidence that feels real. People are drawn to authenticity even if they won't say it. Some people won't react well when you stop caring the way you used to. They were comfortable with the old version of you, the one who always tried a little harder than necessary. So when you finally pull your energy back, they might get annoyed or confused. But that reaction says everything. They weren't attached to you. They were attached to the comfort your effort gave them. And that's not the kind of connection you want to hold on to. The people who actually care won't go anywhere. They'll adapt to the way you move now, and they'll respect the space you take without needing anything extra from you. They stay because they value you, not because they were living off your effort. Those are the connections that matter. And when you start approaching things this way, something shifts inside you too. Your mind feels clearer, your emotions settle, and your day doesn't revolve around someone else anymore. You enjoy yourself more because you're finally centered in your own life. Even the way you speak changes. You're just present, not trying to perform for anyone. People can feel when you're centered, and that alone changes how they interact with you. You're no longer pushing for anything, and that relaxed presence makes things move more naturally around you. And over time, it turns into something natural for you. It just becomes part of how you move. You're not shutting down or turning cold. You're simply choosing where your energy goes, and you're not getting pulled into things that don't deserve your attention anymore. You respond from a place of control instead of emotion, and that makes everything in your life feel lighter and more stable. This is what the whole thing really comes down to. It's not about controlling anyone else. It's about having control over yourself. When you stop letting every little thing get to you, you care in a calmer way, not from stress or fear. Your emotions feel steadier, and you move through situations with a lot more clarity. And the more you live like this, the easier it is to see what's really going on. People don't respect you for caring less. They respect you because you're not controlled by the things you care about. That's the real power, and once you reach it, going back to your old self won't make sense.